Good evening. Well, I only just thought of this. So, it's basically just a chat to you. You know, it's just something to do. Right, you know what I'm working on? My electromagnetic soldering holder. Well, I started it yesterday. I mean, sort of got on alright. Anyway, I started today and I'm pretty sure I'd finish it. You know. Anyway, we haven't. I started about 1 and yeah, had a couple of breaks, but finished at 4:30 and we're getting there. You know, it's just that, for instance, I needed a couple of small nuts and bolts and 3 small self-tapping screws. I didn't know if that would work. Well, by the time I messed about, I was over an hour and a half finding some and drilling 3 or 4 holes. You know, it don't matter. Don't matter in the slightest. Anyway, what it is, whenever I've done anything, I've always gone back to the beginning, because that's the best place to start. And, you know, Ian showed us on his video, didn't he? But the thing is, you see, watching George Saunders, and he was talking about iPhones and iPads and computers, and he's driving a tractor full of computers. All the cars are full of computers. So, well, basically everything comes from the simple fact of what they found out, which I should know the date, and I don't. My fault. Haven't looked it up. But electricity and magnetism, I've always been fascinated by it. And of course it's what the world runs on now. It's what you're seeing now, it's what television is, you know, for the last, since 1950s. We got television in 1953, I think it was. I was 5. I was born in 47, but the end of 47, I'm sure it's 1953. And I think that's when ITV first came out, 52 or 3, something like that. There was only BBC before that. Anyway, everyone's been brainwashed, haven't they, by blooming television, except me. That's why they don't like me. The establishment don't like me. You know, that's the reason. Anyway, I've got a little tiny demonstration to show you that we've set up. And as I say, magnetism and electricity. Well, it's very, very simple. If you get a conductor, a piece of wire, and you pass it through a magnetic field, that's a magnet, you get an EMF, an electromotive force, electricity. So as I say, I've prepared this very brief, quick demonstration for you. Hopefully just before everyone switches off, I'll show you this. And so you should, and it should, be able to see. So I've got a meter. I've actually got a good small proper Avo, but it's a neat, you know, analog one, and it didn't show up as much as this, so we'll just see if we can show you. So I've got a conductor, piece of wire, and I've got a magnet. So what I'm going to do is put this meter on the end of the wires on this coil. Trouble is I have to hold them, and if I wave that magnet about, you can see a very, very small voltage is generated. Right? It's not the best demonstration in the world, is it? But you see what I mean? A very, very small voltage is generated. And as you've seen from my other attempt at the electromagnet, when you pass an electric current with a conductor in the middle, you get magnetism. You know, that's how it works. And that's how the whole world works. Right, I've readjusted the camera and put it at a different angle. That's what you're supposed to do, isn't it, with television? You're supposed to have lots of different camera angles. I'm supposed to have 2 cameras and talk to someone and keep swapping, but I don't like that now. Anyway, back to basics. Right. So as you've seen from that little demonstration, which wasn't obviously the best one, I'm sure there's thousands better, but it just proves the point, doesn't it? So if you're going to do something, the best thing to do is go back to the start. Now also, this isn't about politics, I don't get into politics because I've said many times the answers are easy. It's getting people to listen that's the difficult bit. Well, it's the same with roads and traffic and I was just actually watching some videos. If you want to search for them, you know, there's some videos. Look at Life, and they're old videos made in the 60s, and they were talking about the motorways. In fact, I watched one halfway through, and like a political broadcast, I turned it off. You know, it's ridiculous. But the thing is, since the 1960s, we've known that more roads equal more cars, which equal more congestion. That's it. So what do? They build more roads. Idiots. Not my fault. All you have to do, if you didn't build all the roads, there wouldn't be all the cars and there'd be a lot less congestion. You know, and people get around it. They really do. But I can't help that, can I? As I said, the answers are easy. Anyway, but the point of this, the whole point of this is when you're going to do something, what you need to do is go back to the beginning. Alright, it's obvious. That's the starting point. For instance, I'll give you a for instance. My Yamaha that I did in the 80s, my 250RD. A few of you have seen the videos and the photos. Well, I went to tune it up, and I'd not done one before, but I knew the basics of engine tuning. I'd not done a lot, but I'd done a bit, and I knew the basics of it. Now, a friend of mine who's crazy on motorbikes, he got one at the same time, and he did it how the motorcycle books say. For instance, to alter the, on a two-stroke, it's a two-stroke, right? And I won't get into technical detail, but on two-stroke you alter the timing by altering the height of the ports. And if you put 3 base gaskets on, in other words, if you increase the height of the cylinder block with gaskets, it alters the timing. Anyway, he did his that way, and I did mine by altering the ports. Also, the book said on the dyno it didn't make any difference gas flow in the ports. That gas flowing, by the way, is making the air flow through smoother. I mean, again, going back to the start, back to how things are. It's quite easy. For instance, on a road, a very good example actually, we were talking about roads, weren't we? Well, on a road, if you've got a nice curved bend and you're in a decent car without a speed limit, you could probably take it 100 miles an hour. But if you get a curve that is like this shaped, with a sharp bit in the middle, and you take it 100 miles an hour, you'll fly off the road, you know. It's a bit like that. That's a good demonstration actually. Anyway, when we come to test them together, I set off and he did, and he says, oh, was I in third? Anyway, we did it again and mine was a lot faster. So what I'm saying is, whenever you're doing anything, go back to the beginning, back to basics. Because that way, you will always, and I mean always, get there in the end. You will always succeed. You might not at first, a little bit like me, electromagnet I'm making. I didn't know which coil was which, In fact, this one here I've just shown you is the coil that I missed up for the thick one. Anyway, I've tried the other one and it will work. It's got quite some hold on only a small 9-volt battery, so you know, we're going to get it working. It's just that, as I say, I ran out of time today to do it. Not that it matters, I need something to do this weekend, I'm not going anywhere. Anyway, I think that'll be a long enough waffle from me. Like my t-shirt. Looks good, doesn't it? Right, so if I get this thing finished tomorrow, and it's an if, I should do, but we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's not even the end of today yet, is it? So we'll see. So if I get it done and it works okay, I'll show you. Alright. See you later.